So, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I want to say thanks you to being here and very honored to make the presentation. I want to make about the story of the PAGEO, the Pallas Athenae Geopolitical Foundation. So the first picture, you can see here the mountain. This mountain you can find in the peninsula Peloponnesos, 60 and 80 kilometers from north to Thessaloniki. And the name of the mountain is called PAGEO. And PAGEO, it was ancient time, the main gold mine, and the famous buildings is building from the gold from here. And the god, the goddess is like Zeus or Pallas Athenae, the taker for origins come from this region. So, if you're asking what is the gold's meaning, what's the symbol of the gold today, we can make for the answer the knowledge, the technology, the people-to-people connection, the creativity, and the new values in the new world order. Even the Pallas Athenae, the goddess of the truth, the commerce, trade, and protect for the city. So our foundation is a Pallas Athenae foundation, the PAGEO. If you want to make about explain just understanding the map in the 21st century, what's happened on the world, how can the drawing or maps? Our map looks like for the 5 main areas, the 5 pillars. The Research Institute, the PAGEO Research Institute, the Education Cooperation, the events with the global strategic leaders, the grants and supports, and the products. And of course, we want to focus of the Asian 6 countries. We want to link, and the mission and the vision, the PAGEO want to be the knowledge hub between the Europe and Asia, the knowledge hub of the Central and Eastern Europe. And if you see the base for the 5 pillars, the 5 areas, about the Research Institute, the director Anton Benderzewski is moderating in the morning in the conference, and we have for the 8 researcher colleagues, and the last 8 months, more than 384 articles, publication, book review is being made, and every article and studies you can read our webpage in www.geopolitica.edu. And we are very proud that more than 50,000 visitors and all around the world, 93 countries, the readers, to see our articles and the working papers, collection, book reviews, and abstracts today. And if you see for the education, what is very important is always the question, how can we find the global niche about the education collaboration? We have for 2 main issues. The first, we have is our own faculty, the Budapest Corvinus University for the Social Science, is make on the own faculty about the geoeconomics and geopolitics. We have the largest doctorate program about the political economy, the geoeconomy, and economic geography together in the Page University, using for the Central and Eastern Europe. And we have, is the working, like Daniel said, is a summer university, works together with the Tsinghua University Beijing and Shanghai in the Fudan University, and works together with the most famous Asian university like NUS, Tsinghua, Fudan, and other universities in Asia. And we are proud that every month we organize the Corvinus Universities, the public lectures. What is it called? It's Geo Lectures, whereas the last times Arjuna Parudai, Parakana, and from the professor from Tsinghua University, Department of International Relations, the professor Zhang Linghua is make the lecture on the for the Corvinus University and make the lectures for the PhD students too. About the application, last 2 years, more than 3 million euro, more than 300 applicants, universities, researchers, PhD students, and make for the grants for the conference supports, the PhD scholarship, the research program, and the workshops for the events. Or events we're getting for the main partners, for example, the Budapest Brain Bar, the TEDx Danubia, the largest geographical conference is EU-GEO. Next week it will be the Regional Studies Association Conference, the first in Dublin, and after in Central Europe, the working together with the PhD courses and other issues, other events, more than 20,000 visitors is made together. And for the PAGEO is important to promote, to become the hub center, the Budapest, for the science, the technology, and creativity, not only in the region, but always still in the Europe too. And we have for the own club, 10 times what is called the PAGAO Club, is strategic global leaders meet for the presentation and make the lectures, 10 times event. And the first time we started with the Belt and Road, with the new Silk Road future vision scope. And for example, the John Gerzema, George Friedman, Simon Anholt, Barabashi Albert Laszlo, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, David Drogan, Bruno Giussani, and Sandra Sprayheld from Stanford make for the speaking for this events too. And we are very glad that the Hungarian origin, Mr. George Friedman, the leader geostrategist, take for the published his trilogy book about the next decade, next 100 year, and European flashpoints about the Hungarian language. Yes, because the PAGAO is proud for the published more than 30 books in various topics, from economics to the geography through to the geopolitics. And we have for the own book what is called Hungary and the Top 10. The Hungarians about the global forefront. We are looking for the success, the individual success for the common success, or the Hungarian about the brand, technology, culture, investments, the sport, innovation developments can be the member of the Global Forefront Club and Global Forefront the Hague too. I wrote a book, what is published end of the last year, and I was very happy because last week it was a Hungarian Book Awards, and my book is getting nominating of the best Hungarian top 100 book, and the title is Geo Pillanat. In English, it will realize soon, it's called Geofusion. And the main question of the book, who will be the winner nation, cities, communities, and leaders of the 21st century? And yes, we have is a quarterly geopolitical magazine, what is called HUG, is a meaning is Hungarian geopolitics. The fifth issues, what I want to show, and you can find on the table and outside, just want to publish is today. And this is focus for the next vision, for the future vision, the world in 2050. And you can see about, very glad for the Lanfarushi conference, the chairman of the Bank of China is make the speech, and you can read another interesting articles too. And we have for the third issues, what is called about the focus of the new Silk Road, the focus about the Belt and Road initiatives. How is the future of the Silk Road? How is the future of Central Europe together? What is the story about the old Silk Road story? How is the linkage together with the innovation, technology, economically, educational, the people-to-people connection, and the culture together? And all both in the Hague, in Hungarian and English language, you can find it's free and you can read our web page too. This is the Hague, what can I say it? This is the newest issues, just a moment. Yeah, this is the cover of the fifth issues for the newest division for future 2050. Article of the chairman of the Bank of China. The cover of the third issues of the Hague you can find in your package after the conference in English language. And of course, we are always looking for the answers. Is Hungary, how can be the country of the new Silk Road? How is the 16+1 cooperation, the Central Europe and Asia too? And of course, the PAGAO is a main focus of Asian 6 countries and One Belt and Road initiatives. Why? Because if you want to understand the future, we have to turn to East. And of course, in the geopolitical, in the 21st century, it's got the 4 changes and challenges. The first, we are the rise of the geography and geoeconomically. The second one is the rise of Asia. The third one, we live the age of fusion and age of networks. And the fourth, that the hub centers, the cities, and think tank institutions can be the superpower of the 21st century. If you see the maps of the 21st century, we can understand that demographically, economically, technologically, how is the rising of the Asian 6 countries? How is the innovation and technologies born in that area? And it's always the question, because if you see the map of the geopolitical world, we can see the 3 main actors, United States, China, and Russia. And how can work together. But this is the main question, even that we are living in the age of fusion and age of networks. And the most important map in the 21st century the map of the internet, you can see for the points, the meeting points, the network points, how can link it together. And even the 21st century, the century of the creativity, technology, knowledge, and the geography. And if you link together this word, you can see about the technology-geography ages for the next decades. So always, if you want to ask how can they link the Central and Eastern Europe between the China, between the Asia, how it can build together, the answer is here, the Belt and Road initiatives, the biggest and most important investment in the 21st century. Why? Because the development from the sea focused to the land. And our words, you can find this 1 million kilometer internet cable, 2 million kilometer pipelines, 4 million kilometers tram lines, and 64 million kilometers railroad, where the people built together. The China's future perspective is always the question, not just only the building the new Silk Road, the One Belt, One Road, but how can we focus again in the history, the Eurasia together? This is very, very important question. Economically, infrastructurally, technologically, education connection together, and of course, to the people connection. And this is the map where I can show about the Hungary. It will be the key country in the region. The Central and Eastern European region, it will be the very important part for the future. And the linkage across the Piraeus, Belgrade-Budapest tram system, and the link for the north, how is the link together and bring together to the bridge, bring together to the roads about the Silk Road. So this is the occasion. That is how is important for us, the meet for the people-to-people connection, to make the organized economically forum. So thank you very much to EU-OBOR to make for the forum, and this is the work for this nice futures together. So thank you very much for your kind attention.
Thank you very much. Our first panel is ending here, and now Mr. Lijan will deliver his message to the public. And I would like to thank our speakers.
Thank you. So next one is that so our institute about price to Pacquiao. So our institution set up two prizes. One is Cultural Exchange Contribution Award. This award was awarded this year to Miss Liu Yunling, a Chinese musician. So the other prize of us is the Euro-Sino Economic Research Award. So this year's, or the first Euro-Sino Economic Research Award will be given to Pacquiao. So next, that we will ask Ms. August Audelian, the Secretary General of our institution, to read the words of offering the award. Thank you.
The EU-OBOR Euro-Sino Economic Research Award goes for Pallas Athene Geopolitical Institute for its great efforts and excellent achievements in the research of economic relationships between Europe and China. As an international political economy research institute established under new world economic situation, Pallas Athene Geopolitical Institute of Hungary attracts a batch of high-level scholars making significant contributions to the research of the economic relationships between Europe and Asia, especially China. The institute published many academic papers in 2016, including the historical Silk Road, One Belt, One Road, the geopolitical significance of Piraeus port to China, Hungary on the Silk Road in East Central Europe, the structural transformation of the Chinese economy, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, Tsinghua University, in which it studies and introduces to the situations and the development tendency of Chinese economy and the partnership between China and Europe objectively and positively. These papers provide certain foundations and guides to the economic analysis and decisions of Hungary and other European countries. So, congratulations.
So now we ask Mr. Norbert Csizmadia, the president of the board of the directors of the BAGEO, and Mr. Anton Bandarevsky, the director of the BAGEO, to receive the award. And now we ask Mr. Zhou Xinjian to give the award.
Thank you. So just, I want to say that thank you very much. We are very, very glad for this honor to feel ourselves like Oscar ceremony about the Economic Research Awards. And I think this is the great cooperation, the Belt and Road cooperation, like China and Hungary, what is called like Changari. Thank you very much.